At what age will you actually become rich and successful? Not at the age you think. I did deep research, dozens of scientific studies and papers, so you don't have to. In less than 10 minutes, you'll learn not advice, but real numbers, psychology and patterns of success. Be ready, you might not like the truth. In this episode you'll learn at what age people in the US have the largest net worth, which group of people is far ahead of anyone else, and how to become one of them, why success comes much later than we expect, what traps most people under 40, and what actually helps you reach success much earlier. Imagine this, you're sitting late at night thinking, I'm already 25, 30, 40 years old. Where are my millions? Now listen carefully. In the US, the peak of personal wealth doesn't come at 30, 40 or even 50. It comes around 65 years old. That's when the average American owns the largest net worth of their entire life, after which the curve starts going down. Why so late? It's simple, wealth doesn't grow linearly, it grows like a snowball. When you're young, you're pushing that snowball by your hands, inch by inch. Small income, big debts, a new mortgage. But by 50, it starts rolling on its own. Compound interest, career growth, investments and retirement savings. They all start working for you. It's like a video game. The first levels are painfully hard, but later you find a power-up and start destroying enemies by the dozens. Another big reason, housing. For most Americans, their home becomes their main asset. Its value grows for decades, and by retirement they've paid off the mortgage completely. Add to that investments, pension funds, stocks, everything ripens by your 60s. But here's a twist. The new generation is moving faster than ever before. From 2019 to 2022, the median wealth of young US families grew by 1.5 times. And for the first time in decades, young people started building wealth faster than previous generations. Why? Because of the internet, investment apps, easy access to information, and the housing market they entered before prices peaked. So if you're 30 and not a millionaire yet, don't panic. If you want to find the fast lane, there is one. Let's get into it. Imagine two families living side by side. Both earn about the same $5,000 a month. But 20 years later, one owns a house, a business, a system that earns money even while they sleep. The other has a few vacations, a car and a mortgage. Why? Because the first are entrepreneurs and the second are employees. Here's the crazy part. According to the US Federal Reserve, entrepreneurs hold 5 to 7 times more wealth than those who work for someone else. And the gap keeps growing, a widening canyon between those who own assets and those who sell their time. When you're an employee, you trade hours for money. When you build a business, you build a system that works even when you don't. That's why the richest people in the world aren't geniuses or the luckiest. They're owners of systems, companies, shares, brands. They stopped playing the game of work harder and started playing make it work for me. But being an entrepreneur doesn't mean starting $1 million startup. Sometimes it's just a small online or offline shop, a coffee shop, or a simple service. You're not just building income, you're building value that can be sold, scaled, or passed on. A wealthy friend once told me, success isn't when you get paid more, it's when you get paid even if you do nothing. That one line really opens your eyes. Let's be honest, when we start something, we all think, this is it, this one's gonna blow up. And that's fine, everyone thinks that way. But the truth is different. Success, real success, takes time. Most people give up at the exact moment they are closest to the breakthrough. Science confirms it. Studies show that the biggest achievements in life don't happen in your 20s or even 30s, but on average after 45 to 50. Not because people are slow, but because by that time they've built up experience, connections, capital, and most importantly, clarity of thinking. We just perceive time wrongly. From 18 to 30, you're not building a business, you're building yourself. As Jeff Bezos once said, the path to success is a series of failures that didn't kill you too early. And yeah, that sounds both funny and true. Success requires compound interest, not just in money, but in effort. You put in energy, relationships, experience, and for a long time, nothing happens. But then, suddenly, everything clicks into place. Projects, people, ideas, like pieces of mosaic that finally form a picture. So here's the big takeaway. You'll get there, just give it time. But right now you and I, we're trapped in several traps actually. First, the comparison trap. A study from the University of Pennsylvania showed that people who often compare themselves on social media are on average 37% less satisfied with their lives. That's the Instagram effect. You see someone speak, but not the cost of their climb. And the worst part, this trap steals not just happiness, but focus. You start working to catch up, not to create. The second trap, the cult of speed. We are surrounded by success stories. Zuckerberg became a billionaire at 23. Musk launches SpaceX at 30. So we think, if I didn't make it by 25, it's over. But the stats say otherwise. According to MIT Sloan, the average age of a successful startup founder in the US is 45 years old, meaning young geniuses are the exception, not the rule. The third trap, the cult of hard work. Since childhood, we've been told, work more, earn more. But the Harvard Business School study showed that after 55 hours a week, productivity stopped growing at all. You can grind all you want, but you'll just end up tired, unfocused, and angry. I always tell my team, you shouldn't work more, you should work smarter. The fourth trap, fear of change. Harvard professor Daniel Gilbert proved that people chronically underestimate how much they'll change in 10 years. In reality, in 10 years you can change the world. We overestimate what we can do in a year, but underestimate what we can do in 5 or especially 10. So what actually helps you succeed faster? Not waking up early, not motivation, not grinding till you drop. Harvard research shows that the key to faster success is the speed of iteration, not the speed of results. The people who test, fail, and adjust faster win. Not because they're smarter, but because they learn faster. Try again and again and again. Keep trying. Psychologist Angela Duckworth called it grit, passion or perseverance for long-term goals. It's not talent, it's skill you can train. Duckworth proved that grit predicts success better than IQ, meaning it's not the smartest who win, but the one who doesn't quit when it gets boring, painful, or slow. But there is one more thing people rarely talk about: environment. Stanford research found that your surroundings influence success 2 to 3 times more than your personal motivation. You literally become the average of the 5 people closest to you. And finally, stop rushing. The paradox of success is that it comes faster when you stop chasing it. When you start playing the long game, building a system, not chasing the result. As Naval Ravikant once said, play long-term games with long-term people. All the returns in life come from compound interest. The main thing is not when you'll become successful. The main thing is who you will become while getting there. Don't give up, my friend. Subscribe to the channel. It's for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and all who want to build something of their own. See you in the next video, and don't worry, you've got this.